The Miami School District apologizes for not canceling school today. We'll break down the City of Joplin's master plan to keep their parks in tip-top shape. Lawyers for former President Trump and lawmakers acting as jury get set for tomorrow's Senate impeachment trial to begin.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
More cold temperatures and wintry conditions are forecast through the rest of the week. This is KOAM News at 10. We go now to Nick Kelly with an update on our forecast. Nick.
And it includes some areas of freezing drizzle sticking around for tonight, Chris. Freezing drizzle, which has already rendered quite a bit of roads across most of Missouri, pretty much either partially covered or completely covered with freezing drizzle, and maybe a little bit of more snow as you work into central and eastern parts of Missouri. In our corner of Missouri, they'll take your pick. 49, 44, 59, 39, 76, I believe, and even US 54, US 160. If the major roads are this bad, you can only imagine how the side roads are, and it doesn't help, too, that we still have winter weather advisories in effect until midnight at the latest for the counties in the blue. I will say, though, as we head toward the overnight, we will start to see some areas of freezing drizzle taper off while others try to hold on to it throughout the course of the night, so the radar may not show it for some, but that freezing drizzle in spots, they are still out there as temperatures stay cold. 11 in Iola, 16 in Commerce, 22 in Anderson. I think most of us stay pretty much steady, if not some of our northern counties dropping back to maybe the upper single digits, while most of us will bottom out around 14. I only see us going back to 23 tomorrow, but some breaks in the action as we see some quiet time ahead of us, Chris, but it will be short-lived because of more systems on the way. We'll break down the rest of the week coming up in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. In addition to the current deteriorating road conditions, the Seneca Area Fire Protection District is reporting Highway 10 west of Missouri 43 is closed, as well as Highway K east towards Racine due to numerous slide-offs. Also, the Joplin Police Department is wanting to remind everyone that emergency road conditions remain in place. And remember, that means JPD will not respond to non-injury accidents and that drivers are to exchange information in those situations. For the latest road conditions in your state, you can go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, and click on Road Conditions at the top of the page. And the rough weather conditions are already leading to some area school districts to close tomorrow as well, including Joplin and Webb City. For a full list of those school closures, again, you can find that on our website. And today's icy road conditions were worrying, especially to parents in Miami taking their children to school. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with one concerned parent and a superintendent in charge of the decision to initially keep schools open.
Recent weather advisories in Miami have raised concerns about the safety of in-person learning. So when Miami Public Schools announced they would be in session this morning, parents were frustrated.
It's icy. My driveway, my porch, everything is covered in ice.
That's Heather Vanna, a mother whose children attend school in Miami. Although she was nervous to drive in today's slippery conditions, she believed having her kids stay home would cause them to fall behind.
And all I was thinking is, like, should I make that call of keeping my kids home or not? And I was like, I'm going to do it because if not, my kids are going to get counted absent.
Miami School Superintendent Jeremy Hogan clarified that they want to work with students who originally stayed home.
We had, families that kept kids home today, which is perfectly fine.
He says this morning he felt comfortable that the school district could get students to class safely, but once the weather took a turn, so did their decision.
No, I apologize. It was a mistake today. Unfortunately, if I could roll back time multiple hours, we wouldn't have had school today. But we did, and we worked to ensure they were safe in the school buildings, and if we could get them home earlier in a safe manner, we worked to do that.
Later this morning, Jeremy issued out an apology and allowed parents to pick their kids up at any time in the day to make up for any issues that came from bringing them to school. In Miami, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
The Miami School Superintendent says they make sure to use data from the National Weather Service as well as from local officials to ensure they are making the safest possible decision for staff and students. Joplin City staff has come up with a master plan aimed at growing and improving the city's many parks over the next decade. It's called the Joplin Parks and Recreation Roadmap, and it has 5 main goals, including educating the masses, cultivating health and wellness, improving connectivity, developing destinations, and prioritizing safety.
There's also some kind of infrastructure things that we need to address with your traditional lighting or security systems and things that we need to do to protect our parks and protect our citizens.
The plan was supposed to be presented tonight at a council work session, but that work session was canceled due to the weather. You can read the Joplin Parks and Recreation Roadmap in its entirety by clicking on this article on KOAMNewsNow.com. Authorities in Nevada, Missouri arrested 2 suspects in an early Saturday morning raid looking for drugs at a Nevada motel. They found this evidence: about a quarter of a pound of meth, money, and a handgun, among other things. Authorities also arrested 2 people during the raid. Those suspects are 30-year-old Emily Collar of Nevada and 35-year-old Joshua Stone King of Independence, Missouri. Both are charged with second-degree trafficking drugs and delivery of a controlled substance. Stone King is also charged with unlawful possession of a firearm. A Columbus, Kansas woman is dead following a wreck yesterday. It happened at noon on Northwest Bethlehem Road, about 6 miles west of K7. 54-year-old Pamela White was traveling west when her vehicle went airborne while crossing railroad tracks. When it landed, police say it went off the road, striking a tree. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Coming up, a dentist association says the pandemic has changed Americans' oral hygiene habits, and not for the better. Plus, lawyers for former President Trump lay out their legal case ahead of his second impeachment trial. The coronavirus is impacting Americans' dental health. The American Association of Endodontists commissioned a survey into the issue. They say the report revealed that more than half of Americans have put off general dental checkups because of the pandemic. The current crisis also changed a lot of people's daily dental hygiene routine. 1 in 4 people surveyed said they waited until later in the morning to brush their teeth. 21% completely stopped brushing their teeth in the morning. Well, it's been nearly a month since the House voted to impeach now former President Trump for a second time, and tomorrow the Senate trial will finally get underway. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill, where Senate leaders have reached a deal on impeachment trial rules.
Senate leaders say they've reached an agreement on the rules for the historic second impeachment trial of former President Trump.
This structure has been approved by both former President Trump's legal team and the House managers because it preserves due process and the rights of both sides.
Trial arguments from House managers and Mr. Trump's legal team will begin Wednesday, with both sides getting up to 16 hours each. At the House managers' request, the Senate may debate and vote on whether to allow witnesses. Several Senate Republicans have argued an impeachment trial against a former president is not constitutional. Lawmakers are expected to debate and vote on that issue Tuesday. In a newly filed brief, the former president's legal team also makes that argument, saying the trial would be nothing more nor less than the trial of a private citizen by a legislative body.
I think this ill-timed impeachment trial sets a dangerous precedent for future former presidents.
The impeachment powers assigned to the Congress by the Constitution cannot be defeated by a president who decides to run away or trashes our democracy on the way out the door.
Mr. Trump's team also claims he was afforded no due process. House managers disagree, responding in their own brief, saying the former president rejected the opportunity to testify voluntarily under oath. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Former President Trump's legal team released a statement saying they are, quote, pleased there was bipartisan support on how to structure the impeachment trial, while also calling it, quote, absurd. Well, Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast, and later, officials in India are searching for survivors after a glacier broke and triggered massive flooding.
The freezing drizzle, the clouds, the cold that we saw since Sunday continue today with no change in the time lapse here, at least a look from the time lapse of indigo sky just outside of Seneca, Missouri. If you're still on the blue, you're still holding on to winter weather advisories until we hit the midnight hour. Then the overall trend is for most of you seeing freezing drizzle now to try and taper things off as we head into tomorrow. But I'll tell you what, drizzle in its own right, let alone freezing drizzle, is very fickle. Not only is it hard to pick up on a normal basis on the radar, it is still out there underneath those mostly cloudy skies. But with freezing drizzle, because of the structure of drizzle, believe it or not, it can exist in liquid form between 14 degrees and about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, from about a mile up all the way down to the surface. And unfortunately, that's what we have. So because the drizzle can't freeze into sleet or snow before it hits the ground, it freezes on contact, and that is one of the many reasons why I, like you, dislike freezing drizzle or freezing rain with a passion, and hopefully we can improve things over the next several days. Right now, it's 14 in Joplin, and with that north breeze at 12, it feels like we're at 0 in downtown Joplin. Up north, it's 11 Iola, Yates Center, Fort Scott, and Nevada. Some lower 20s trying to hold on around Grove, Anderson, and Monette at 21. But it's just cold no matter where you are. It's going to stay cold and cloudy with some areas of freezing drizzle trying to hold on as we head throughout the course of the night. At least we weren't alone in dealing with this. We had reports of freezing drizzle and numerous accidents and road issues across a good portion of Kansas, down into central Oklahoma, southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. And one culprit at the surface is actually the stationary front. That's enough lift at the surface to help keep the drizzle going throughout the course of the day. And upstairs, though, it's all about this upper low, continuing to send impulse after impulse from northwest right through here. And it's going to keep at it over the next several days. For tonight, though, many of you still dealing with some freezing drizzle, but we're going to try and get some of that to taper off as we head through the overnight and by the time we hit the morning drive. But even if you do or don't see freezing drizzle to start your morning commute out, roads are still going to be quite tricky, be it the side roads or the main roads. So be very careful if you have to be on the roads, and if you see those road crews at work, be it Oklahoma.dot, KDOT, or MoDOT, give them room, give them time to work. They are definitely earning their paycheck this week. Temperatures in the teens as we start the day out. Hopefully we can get to 23 in Joplin, while in northern counties we'll try to get into the upper teens to near 20. So it's just another cold day ahead of us. 14 in the morning, 20 by noon, afternoon highs around 23. Fast forward into Tuesday evening. While we may start cloudy, look at the freezing rain and sleet trying to sneak back in. And then with a little more moisture and hopefully some more colder temperatures aloft, we're going to try and see if we can get some more in the way of sleet and snow to mix in by the time we head into Wednesday. Fortunately for Thursday, with another quick wave working through, I see our precip chances on Thursday looking like sleet and snow. That's going to be a nice change of pace. Thankfully, we're dry Friday with the way things stand. Then I see another wave with a good shot for some widely scattered snow as we head towards Sunday. But the temperatures, they stay downright cold. 23 tomorrow, 24 Wednesday, 22 Thursday, quiet on Friday with highs near 20. But then we fall into the teens for Saturday and early next week, maybe as cold as 10 on Sunday. And Chris, those overnight lows for Sunday and Monday morning, I'm still holding steady with that. Unfortunately, we could have lows below 0 to start those mornings out.
No, thank you, Nick. No, thank you. Can I hibernate yet?
I don't know. If I see better numbers tomorrow, I'll definitely send them your way.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'll be looking for the email.
Yeah.
Nick, thank you. And hey, don't you forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You get severe weather alerts and winter weather information sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available, of course, in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. All you need to do is search for the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Well, a desperate search for survivors is underway after a glacier broke in northern India, triggering a massive flood. At least 18 people are dead and more than 160 still missing. Reporter Tina Kraus is in London with the dramatic video.
A man shouts warnings that the dam has burst, but it's too late. A chunk of glacier broke off in the Himalayas Sunday, sending a flash flood barreling down the mountainside, crashing through a dam. Authorities scrambled to evacuate villages after the violent surge wiped out one hydroelectric plant and damaged another. Emergency crews managed to rescue 16 workers from a muddy trench. But a massive operation is still underway to find dozens more trapped in a tunnel that stretches more than a mile. Authorities are searching for bodies downstream and fear the death toll from this disaster will rise substantially. Experts say a glacier breaking in winter appears to be a dangerous sign of climate change. Scientists say warming temperatures are melting the Himalayan ice at such an alarming speed, most glaciers could disappear by the end of the century. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Still ahead, a look back on the Chiefs' struggles in Super Bowl 55, and a Missouri Southern senior athlete gets recognized with league honors.
the Kansas City Chiefs were unable to run it back. The Bucs, led by Tom Brady, came out on top of this one. A statement 31-9 victory. Tampa Bay lifted the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl 55 champions. Kansas City fell short on Sunday. The Chiefs, known for their prolific offense, couldn't generate much of anything. They scored just 3 field goals in the game. The Bucs kept them out of the end zone all night.
And then they just rallied to the ball and tackled. It was a good game plan. I mean, we had some good plays here and there, but overall they did a good job of finding ways to kind of stall our drives out.
Mahomes knows that moving forward, other teams will try to mimic the Bucs' game plan.
So we're going to have to do better things and be more efficient. And that really goes with me, and not always looking for the big play, but just finding ways to move the ball down the field.
You know, it's always a great challenge anytime you're going against a great quarterback, but also, you know, a double-headed monster, you know, what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got. I was most proud of the goal line stand. I think that's our character. I think that's who we are as a defense. And, you know, it just sucks. You know, like I said, you got to learn from these moments, try your best to grow from them.
Tampa Bay dominated all over the field, on offense and on defense.
Just really proud of all the guys, proud of all the coaches, the effort we put in. We knew we were playing a great football team tonight, and we got the job done.
It's the second Super Bowl win for the Buccaneers franchise, and Tom Brady's 7th. At 43 and surrounded by new talent, Brady led Tampa Bay all the way. This week's MIAA Player of the Week goes to Missouri Southern's KOAM Martin. Again, KOAM is earning the honor for the second straight week. KOAM Martin helped his team to 2 victories in 3 games last week. The senior averaged 27.7 points and 13 rebounds. The Lions beat Lincoln and Central Missouri and are now 10-7. The game against Lincoln was a special one for Martin. He posted a big double-double, 24 points, and a career-high 21 rebounds. Martin now sits in 3rd place on Missouri Southern's all-time scoring list. The Associated Press's men's basketball poll came out today, and this week's rankings look a little bit different from previous weeks past. The Kansas Jayhawks have fallen out of the top 25. The Jayhawks are 12-7 on the season, a record not strong enough to keep them in the top 25 poll. Last week, they were ranked 23rd. A historically dominant program, the Jayhawks have been ranked in every single AP poll for the past 12 years. That's a record streak. After a hot start to the season, Kansas has lost 5 of their last 7 games, including their most recent, this one here, on Saturday. West Virginia beat Kansas by double digits. Kansas bounces back tonight, though, as they host Big 12 conference opponent and number 23 ranked Oklahoma State. The Cowboys won the first meeting between the two teams 75-70 back in January. But Kansas grabs this one. The Jayhawks win 78-66. It's David McCormick. He finishes with a team high 23 points. He had 21 of those in the second half. And we'll be back with more news after this.
We take time now to honor a local veteran. Richard McWhirter served in the U.S. Army in 1944 and 45, and we salute Technician 5th grade Richard McWhirter, a 4-state hero. Well, Super Bowl 55 honored America's off-the-field heroes with 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers in attendance for the big game. They documented parts of their journey and shared their experience.
My name is Sharon Alvarez. I am the ICU manager at Ascension St. Thomas Midtown in Nashville, Tennessee.
My name is Dr. Christopher Brown, and I'm a hospitalist for the University of Kansas Health System in Kansas City, Kansas. This is one of our units that we like to cohort our COVID patients.
My name is Patty Keller. I'm a registered nurse at Buffalo General in Buffalo, New York.
Just finished working 12-and-a-half-hour night shift. I took my masks off, and I call these my war marks.
Hi, my name is Tony Neal. I'm a patient service specialist in the Department of Mental Health for Baylor Scott and White.
What position do you play?
Water boy, whatever they need me to play.
My name is Melinda Spahn. I'm part of the team at Advent Health North Pinellas.
You've been a source of strength for patients in the ICU during this pandemic, and I just want to let you know the work you do is nothing short of remarkable.
Here we come, Tampa, for Super Bowl 55.
Just finishing up all the packing, and the last thing in is my Titans jersey.
On my way to Tampa Bay. Man, this is crazy. We're getting ready to walk into the game. There we go. Hey! We made it to security.
Is it like KC Brisket? Here's Brady's pass. It's Gronkowski.
It warmed my heart to know that people appreciate us during such a hard time. I will never forget this. I will hold it in my memories forever.
This is something that I will never forget, that will go down in history as being one of the greatest moments and opportunities that I've ever received in my life.
Nick Kelly joining us. Final check of that forecast.
Areas of freezing drizzle will continue tonight into tomorrow morning, Chris. Then maybe a break during the afternoon. That's a nice change. 23 tomorrow. We'll watch for additional wintry weather chances Wednesday, Thursday. A break Friday. Then the good shot for snow. Still set for Saturday.
All right, Nick, thank you. And, of course, watch out on the roads. They are slick tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night.